Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, verse number 13, it says, Garbha Sancharanattamavai, Prabhu Sankarshanamvi, Rameti Loka Ramanat, Balabhadram Barochaya. Translation. The son of Rohini will also be celebrated as Sankarshana because of being sent from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. He will be called Rama because of his ability to please all the inhabitants of Gokul. And he will be known as Balabhadra because of his extensive physical strength. So these are the words of Lord Krishna to Yogamaya. He is instructing Yogamaya to attract the seventh child of Devaki from her womb to Rohini. And because of that attraction, like Prabhupada explains, he's called Sankarshana. So these are the words of Krishna to to Yogamaya. Then in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that there are three Ramas. Does anyone know who are those three Ramas? Parashuram, Raghupati Ram, right? And Balaram. There are three Ramas. There is no difference. And in Adi Leela, chapter 5, verse number 4, there is another description which says, Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tanahara Dvitiya Deha Shri Balaram. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnations, and Lord Balaram is his second body. When we hear lectures of Srila Prabhupada on Lord Balaram, the transcriptions, or we hear his audio lectures, or we read his purports in Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, we learn that there is no difference between Krishna and Balaram. They are one and the same. The only difference is the color. Balaram is blue and Krishna is black. Thank you for being awake. Krishna is blue and Balaram is white. So that is the only, both of them have 6 opulences in full. And both of them have 64 transcendental qualities. There is no difference at all. And Lord Balaram, when Krishna comes, he comes to be served. And Balaram comes to serve Krishna. He assists Krishna in his pastimes. It is said that Lord Balaram manifests in 5 different rasas, the principal rasas. Does anyone know what are those rasas? Shanta, Lasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. 5 rasas, principal rasas. Now how does he manifest? In Shanta ras, which is neutral, Prabhupada explains that Lord Balaram, he manifests as Krishna's shoes, his ornaments, his clothes, peacock feather, the flute, umbrella that is used for Krishna, and also the holy dham, like Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath. So that is manifestation of Lord Balaram. Why? So that he can assist Krishna in Krishna's pastimes. That is why he manifests in all these different rasas. I remember in the beginning, in the late 80s, when I was asked to start explaining Bhagavad Gita, giving a class on Bhagavad Gita, I was nervous like, what is that word called, heck? Nervous like heck, because it was the first time speaking on Bhagavad Gita. And so the whole day, I was working at that time, and the whole day while traveling, in the office, coming back, I hope my boss is not listening, I was just revising the whole lecture. What am I going to say? What am I going to say? And on the very first time that I spoke on Bhagavad Gita in the audience, there was one gentleman and he said, "In what rasa are you? In what rasa are you?" Like, are you in Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras or Madhuryaras? What would be your answer? You'll be shocked, right? Because we don't think about it. It is something natural, something that is very, very natural, you know. So I just blurted out Shantaras, and he said, so I guess he was there to take my pariksha, my test. So here Lord Balram, he is manifesting in all these different rasas so that we can engage in devotional service of Krishna. Now how does he manifest in Dasyaras? He serves Krishna. He will massage his lotus feet whenever Krishna is tired playing with his cowherd friends. He will massage Krishna's lotus feet. He will try to, make sure that, there is no sunlight directly coming on Krishna's face. He'll help him, feed him, etc. And in Sakyaras, he'll play with him, climb on his shoulders, play with the ball. I don't know what games they played. Does anyone remember in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, what games did Krishna play with his cowherd friends? Huh? Hide and seek, yes. I'm going to come to that in one of the pastimes, hide and seek. So this is how in Sakyaras. In Vatsalyaras, he takes care of Krishna as a parent, as a father. He'll make sure he doesn't play too much in the sun, and he'll make sure that Krishna is always fed properly so that he doesn't go hungry. So he takes care as a parent because Krishna is away from Yashoda. He's away from home. He's in the forest tending the cows and the calves. And in Madhuryaras, Lord Balram manifests as Ananga Manjari, younger sister of Radharani. So that as Ananga Manjari, he can help Radharani to serve Krishna. So these are the things that can help us develop love for Lord Balram. How merciful he is. Even though he is the Lord, there's no difference between Krishna and Balram. But yet he is taking the position of being servant of Krishna, to serve him in any way possible. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, Srila Prabhupada explains that Lord Balram, he is the source of the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan, the Vaikuntha planets. He is the source. He makes sure everything runs very nicely in the spiritual world. And guess what? Lord Balram is the Adi Guru. He is the original spiritual master. Anything that we want to do in this material world, whether it is learning music, dancing, karate, judo, software, you just name it. We need a guru. Do you agree? Or do we just read books and become expert in whatever we want to be? No, we need a teacher. So also to learn how to perform devotional service, to learn how to do bhakti yoga, we definitely need a guru. And according to the scriptures, Lord Balram is the Adi Guru. He is the original spiritual master. He is there to help us, to guide us on the spiritual path, but the choice is ours. Right? Sarvasichaham hridi sanivishto madaha smriti jnanam apohanam cha. Very clearly it's stated in the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord is there in the heart, and He's ready to, bestow anything that we want. Now, anything doesn't mean you go and say $5 million home or a Jaguar. No, forgetfulness. We choose. And when we choose that I want to forget. So Lord Balram, he is the Adi Guru. He is there ready to help us, to guide us, to train us. How we can become fully Krishna conscious. That is why he sent Srila Prabhupada to give us the simple process. Chant and be happy. Do we all chant? Yes? Only 3, 4 yes. Yes. We all chant. For what? Because we have nothing else to do. We are bored. Why do we chant? To be happy. And Srila Prabhupada has given such a simple process. He didn't say go to the Himalayas and meditate for all your life. Of course, many would be happy to run to the Himalayas to give up the family, spouse, children, whatever. But not in Kali Yuga. So simple process, chant and be happy. So the Supreme Lord, Lord Balaram, is ready to help us and train us and even give us the spiritual strength to continue on the spiritual path. How many of you agree that doing bhakti is very easy? It's a piece of cake. Raise your hands. It's just a piece of cake. What do we have to do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Read some books, eat prasadam. Is it easy? Yes? Did someone say something there? Prasadam party? Prasadam part. We are ready for party anytime. Lot of prasadam. Thinking of prasadam, I forgot what was I talking about. It's not easy. Bhakti yoga is not easy at all. See how the mind in 1 second just goes away. Moment there is something that's attractive. Is prasadam attractive? Just only a few. Say yes. Prasadam is very attractive. We all wait. When is she going to stop talking so we can go outside and we can have that sumptuous prasadam? So Lord Balaram is ready to give us the spiritual strength to continue on the spiritual path, provided we follow the instructions of Guru and Krishna. And guess what? When Lord Balaram will see us making sincere endeavors, he will start removing things. Now don't get a little scared, not from your house. He's not going to remove things from your house, and you never know, he might. But he will start removing anarthas from the heart. All the unwanted things within the heart, like humility, tolerance, no? Huh? He brings those in, but what does he remove? Envy, pride, illusion, lust, anger, greed. Huh? Jealousy also, yes, that's the sister of envy. They go hand in hand, right? Brother, sister. Now tomorrow is Raksha Bandhan. Maybe jealousy will tie a Rakhi to envy. They are brother and sister together. They go together. So Lord Balaram can help us to remove those unwanted things from the heart, which is very important. Because until and unless our heart, our mind, our intelligence, our body is not purified, we will not be able to go back to the spiritual world. And Srila Prabhupada, he gave us a simple process. Just imagine, sometimes I think about this, imagine if Srila Prabhupada did not come to Boston. Just imagine, it's a scary thought, right? We would not have Bhagavad Gita as it is, we would not have temples, devotees, prasadam, we would not have that at all. So, Lord Balaram, tomorrow is his appearance day. It's a very auspicious day. And it's my very humble request that we all come for Mangalarti tomorrow and greet the deities. Greet Lord Balaram on his appearance day. And of course come in the evening also for Abhishek and Arati and Prasadam. See, Srila Prabhupada gave us the whole package. Just like when we want to go on vacation, we like to take the whole package, right? I don't know how many of you have gone on a cruise. I'm not going to say raise your hands. You get the whole package, right? Meals, transport, nice cruising on the sea or in the sea or whatever you call it. It's a whole package. Prabhupada has given us a whole package. And prasadam is also included in that because he knew. When we had started giving Bhagavad Gita classes in Mumbai, not many were so keen on coming and, hearing the Bhagavad Gita because it's dry, right? But the moment I started preparing dinner, a lot of them started coming, which is good. And my spiritual master said, yes, this is what Srila Prabhupada said. We can attract them even with prasadam. So Lord Balaram, his appearance days tomorrow. How many of you celebrate birthdays, your own birthdays? Shy to raise your hands, right? You like everybody to call you at midnight. Let's see who's the first one to call me to wish me. Yes or no? And whoever did not goes in our black diary. Right? So and so forgot my birthday. What do we expect? Gifts from them. It may be spiritual gifts, it may not be. So tomorrow is an opportunity for us to give a gift to Lord Balaram. Yes, it's nice to bring flowers and fruits and whatever we may. But what he would really appreciate is that we give a gift of a vow. That we make a promise to him tomorrow that this is what I am going to do from this day onwards. It could be, if I'm not chanting, I'll start chanting. If I'm chanting a few rounds, I'll start chanting 16 rounds. If I'm chanting 16 rounds, I'll start chanting them attentively. If I'm not following 4 regulative principles, I will follow them. If I am following, then I'm going to follow them very strictly. If I'm not reading Srila Prabhupada's books, I'm going to take a vow to Lord Balaram and say, from tomorrow, no, not from tomorrow, from today, I am going to read Srila Prabhupada's books. That is the kind of gift we can give. And guess who will benefit from this gift? Lord Balaram? We will benefit out of it. So, without the mercy of Lord Balaram, we cannot approach Lord Krishna. So we need his mercy, and his mercy will be showered when he will see our sincere endeavors to perform Bhakti Yoga. I know tomorrow is going to be a very nice, elaborate lecture on the glories of Lord Balaram, on, all the pastimes will be related tomorrow, but I'll just mention a few. I'm sure you have heard about Dhenukasura, right? He was a demon that was sent by Kamsa, uncle of Krishna and Balaram. Dhenukasura was in the form of an ass. And Prabhupada says an ass is a beast of burden, right? An ass will work very hard just to get a little bit of grass to eat or maybe one carrot to eat. So there is a beautiful forest called Talawan, and that inside that forest were very, very huge palm trees which had very sweet fruits on them called Tala. But no one dared to go in that forest to eat that fruit because they were afraid of the demon Dhenukasura. So one day Krishna and Balaram decided, no problem, we will go. And Balaram, he started shaking the tree so hard. He has spiritual strength, right? So he started shaking the tree so hard that all the sweet fruit started falling on the ground, and the cowherd boy started enjoying that fruit. But when that shaking was happening and the fruits were falling, that sound immediately cautioned Dhenukasura, and he came to fight with Krishna and Balaram. He actually kicked with his hind legs on the chest of Lord Balram, and then Lord Balram got very angry. He caught hold of his hind legs and twirled him round and round and round and threw him on top of the trees, and boom, Dhenukasura was dead. This is how Lord Balram very easily killed Dhenukasura. I was listening to one lecture trying to understand what is the moral of this pastime. What do we learn from this? What we can learn is that Dhenukasura, being a demon who actually, we can say that all the anarthas which are inside our heart, they are all the demons, like Dhenukasuras. And by mercy of Lord Balram, he can shake them out. He can shake our false ego, and he can remove and kill all these anarthas. And then the heart will be absolutely clean and pure. But that's only possible by the mercy of Lord Balaram. There was another, of course, I remember hearing that Krishna used to kill 3 demons every day. Before breakfast, before lunch, before dinner. 3 demons every day. And imagine how many demons. And it's not possible to list all of them in Srimad Bhagavatam, so prominent ones are listed. But there was another demon called Pralambasura. He was also sent by Kamsa. Because Kamsa's only goal was to kill Krishna. Somehow or the other, kill Krishna. So he started sending all these demons. So Pralambasura, he noticed that Krishna and Balram, they are playing with their cowherd boys in the forest. So Pralambasura disguised himself as a cowherd boy, just like Krishna's friend. I'm sorry to use this word, but how stupid of him to think Krishna will not recognize him. He's the Supreme Lord. And he noticed, and he went in Krishna's party. So there were 2 parties. One team was Krishna's, another was Lord Balram's. So he entered into Krishna's team. And it was decided that they'll play hide and seek. And the team that loses is going to carry the team that wins on their shoulders. That was the decision made. And so Krishna lost. So now Pralambasura thought that this is a very good opportunity. Let me put Balram on my shoulders and I'll take him far away and I'll kill him. So he put Balram on his shoulder and he started running. So Balram is thinking, here is my friend, this cowherd boy. I know him. Why is he running far away from the whole group? Maybe he's trying to play a trick or something. And then he realized, oh, this is a demon trying to take me in a secluded place to kill me. So Lord Balram started becoming heavy on this cowherd boy, Pralambasura. Heavy and heavy and heavy, so heavy that the demon could not take the weight. And immediately the demon took his original form of Pralambasura, big demon. And what did Lord Balram do? He just took his fist and bam on his head, and the head split into 2 pieces and Pralambasura was dead. You see? What do we learn from this? That the desires which are in our heart, they are like the friends. We think they are our friends. But what are they trying to do? Like Pralambasura disguise, they are trying to kill our bhakti. They are trying to kill our Krishna consciousness. So we got to be very careful to see who is disguised as a friend is actually not a friend. And first of all, the biggest of them all is our desires. Not from outside, within the heart. Do you remember the pastime of Yamuna Devi? Lord Balram, no? Lord Balaram, he was visiting Vrindavan for 2 months. And so one day he decided to go to a place called Ramghat. And there he was with the gopis. Now remember, these are not Krishna's gopis. They are Lord Balaram's gopis. They are different. So he was with the gopis and he motioned to Yamuna Devi to come forward because Yamuna was far away. So Lord Balaram didn't want to walk up to Yamuna, to enjoy the pastime. He summoned Yamuna to come. She did not come. And because she did not come, Lord Balaram got angry and he took his plough and boom, he tried to drag her in 100 different streams. That's when she realized, oh, this is the Lord who was calling me. And she immediately appeared in front of Lord Balaram and she started praying to him, glorifying him, asking for forgiveness. So Lord Balaram can take that plough and remove all the anarthas from our heart very easily, provided we allow him to do that. Anyone here likes to be a servant? No hands are going up. On. Because we like to be the controllers, head of the family. My rule. This is how the house is going to run. I am the controller. Everyone in the house has to follow my rules. I was going to say instructions, but rules is better. Everyone has to follow my rules. Like I remember our father, he was very strict. Very strict. We couldn't even look at him in his eyes. He was very strict. Before the lights turn on in the house, everyone has to be back in the house. It doesn't matter what you're playing, what you're doing, where you are. You gotta come back. Rules. In India, there's something called ration card. Do you all know about ration card? Yes? Ration card, what it says? Head of the family, right? There's a title, head of the family. We are all servants. Jivera Swarupoy, Krishnera Nityadas, we are all servants. We are serving, instead of serving Krishna, we are serving our senses, we are trying to serve our family, our society, our country, which is good. But we also need to serve Lord Krishna. He is the ultimate controller. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana. So tomorrow is a very good opportunity for us to at least fast till noon. Observe fast. Please try and come for Mangalarti if you can. And again in the evening for the Abhishek and the very nice class and also the Arati. This way we will get an opportunity to glorify Lord Balaram. Even Lord Krishna glorifies Lord Balaram. He tells Lord Balaram, look at these trees in Vrindavan, they are all bending down. Has anyone been to Vrindavan?
Yes.
Yes? Have you seen the trees? They are drooping down. Lord Krishna is saying, look, they are all offering obeisances to Lord Balaram. They are not, they are not, what is it called? Drooping down? What is it called? Huh? No. Regular trees, when they, bending down or they're wilting away. It's not that they are wilting away. It's not that they don't have any energy. It's not that they are not getting nutrition. No, they are down because they want to offer obeisances to Lord Balaram. And Lord Krishna, he also, glorifying Lord Balaram, he massages his lotus feet also. Because he knows Lord Balaram is not different from Krishna himself. And Krishna is saying to Lord Balaram, you are the ultimate object of devotion even for demigods. Ultimate object of devotion. So even Krishna is serving Lord Balaram. So this service attitude is what Srila Prabhupada has taught us. That we are eternal servants of the Lord and our constitutional position is to serve. Even Krishna is serving Lord Balaram. So we also need to take up the service attitude to serve. In fact, Lord Balaram exemplifies service attitude. And what is the mission of Lord Balaram? To please Krishna. This is what Srila Prabhupada taught us, how to please Guru and Krishna. Simple process. Chant attentively, read Srila Prabhupada's books, scrutinizingly, follow 4 regulative principles very strictly, preach, give this knowledge to others, eat only Krishna Prasadam, and do service in the temple. This is how we can please Adi Guru, the original spiritual master, that is Lord Balaram. So this is a good opportunity for us tonight to contemplate on what gift can we give to Lord Balaram tomorrow. Yes or no?
Yes.
Only 2 yeses.
Yes.
Only 4 yeses.
Yes.
Only 10 yeses.
Yes.
Only 20 yeses.
Haribol.
Haribol. Yes, we have to be enthusiastic. Prabhupada says if you are not enthusiastic, you have to pretend to be enthusiastic and then we will become enthusiastic. See? Devotional service is all about enthusiasm. And enthusiasm increases when we all come together as a big family and we celebrate together. We chant together. Of course, we eat together also. How can we forget prasadam?